Hey guys, Tammy Trayer, TrayerWilderness.com. Bear with me today. We're going to give this a few minutes, see if some people jump on. I'm sorry that I'm late. It's about 1:40 probably. I needed to get some courage today. Today I am thankful for courage this Monday because I am not feeling well. One of the side effects of this illness that was very prevalent in the very beginning was major brain fog and just zapping of my brain, head pain, facial pain. And I don't know if I've stirred something in my body or if I am going through a new phase here or I've gotten into mold somewhere, because mold will stir this stuff too. But it took me a while today to decide to do this. So bear with me because I don't have all my brain cells firing today. I can tell you that right now. But I felt that I needed to do this. And so here I am with all my courage. So today is day 5 and day 6 of my November 30-day preparedness challenge. And it's my Gratefully Prepared challenge. Like I said, my brain is not firing today. The reason I'm doing 2 today is because I made an executive decision yesterday that I hold my Sundays pretty sacred. Sunday is my day with God. It is my day with my family. And although it would have been nice to spend my time with you guys, even if it's only 15-20 minutes, I decided that from now on, for the Sundays throughout the month, I'm going to do 2 on Monday and cover 2 things because I'm going to keep that day for my family. So not that I don't love you guys, just it's very important to me. So I hope you guys enjoyed your Sunday. One of the things that I am grateful for is my Sunday for a multitude of reasons. You know, we are told that we are supposed to have a day of rest, and that Sunday for us is our day of rest. And you know, a lot of people, we've done it for a long time where we disregarded that day of rest. Well, that day of rest is really important. It not only rejuvenates your body and mind, but it gives you an opportunity to regroup from your week and maybe the chaos. We all have chaos from time to time, and it just enables you. I don't know. I really feel the benefits of that day, and hence that's why I didn't share my day with you yesterday. I just really soaked it in. And you know, we race around here at very heavy speeds to get all of our projects done and to do the things we need to do, and that one day is just something that's quite the blessing to us. So that is something I'm very grateful for. Sundays are also a time for me where, you know, we're our whole family, you know, we spend time together, but we also take time for ourselves and just kind of sit and exist. Like, I don't know what my couch is pretty much any time, but Sundays I try to sit in it and just take some time to read or research. I love to research things. There's so many things on my own list that I am researching, you know, to better myself, to increase my knowledge, whatever the case may be. So that's what I do on my Sundays. This time of year is really good for preparing for your future garden for the next year, which we will talk about on another day. That and food storage are 2 things that are upcoming, so stay tuned for that. But I can see some of you guys out there joining me. Where are you from? Thank you for joining me. And what are you grateful for today? And the other thing that I am thankful for and grateful for is my courage, because, and I hope that others are thankful for their courage, because we don't always put it into place. And I know that there are people out there that struggle having courage, and I wanted to encourage people today to be able to find your courage in situations. You know, if you have a mild personality or temperament, and it's not something that you are, you know, that you're not very courageous, maybe more fearful. You know, we all have different personalities, and there's nothing wrong with being fearful and lacking courage, but there are many benefits to it. A lot of times, the best things in our life are on the other side of fear, and the same may apply to courage. Without courage, you know, we struggle greatly. So I want to encourage you today to have courage and to be a little fearless in life and take those extra steps. Because like today, I didn't want to get in front of a camera, especially live. Live is painful when you are not feeling, when you're feeling out of sorts. You can't edit. So here I am. This is live. This is real. And that's what I wanted to be today. You know, we all struggle and we all have different things that we're going through. And you know, although I look good on the outside some days, I might be really struggling on the inside to keep it all together, to function, you know, to hold a productive day. And some days you just need to walk away, which I will be shortly. After I'm done doing the video, I'm going to go hunting with my mountain man, which will probably be the best place for me to be today, is out in the woods, soaking in all the different aromatherapy. And we've got snow, like I showed you the other day. It's been snowing on and off since then. But it's been melting and snowing, melting and snowing. So we don't have an abundance, but it's beautiful. It's a good place for me to be today, and that I know. So I wanted to give you some ideas on how to be a little more fearless, how to be a little more courageous in your life. And that could be simply just stepping out of your comfort zone. And you don't have to do it with something drastic. It could be small things, you know, things that caused you to procrastinate because you're afraid to try them. I can't think of an example at the moment. Like I said, my brain is not functioning and keeping up with me today. So just bear with me here. But that's really what it comes down to, is stepping out of our comfort zone, being a little uncomfortable. When we are uncomfortable, that's when we grow. And yes, I am uncomfortable today because I know that I am not keeping it all together here, but you guys, I think, will follow along. There are some great books I want to put out there today for you guys, for ways to find your courage. Because sometimes our lack of courage and our lack of fearlessness is because of things we've gone through in life. We may have had experiences early in our life that cause us to think less of ourselves, to hold ourselves back. And it could just very well be your makeup, you know, and that's okay. I am very courageous. I'm very gutsy, and I'm thankful for that because it has taken me to some amazing places. Not that it was easy, but it was awesome. And that's what I want to see you guys get to, is when you're on the other side of fear, it's awesome stuff. So I was very fortunate to participate in this book, and I became an international best-selling author through this book. This is Courage Under Siege. Myself and 11 other women participated in this book and shared inspirational stories to help others. For one, that you're not alone. Two, you know, that there's another side to it, that once you go through the journey and the walk, that, you know, there is another side and you can get through it. And that's what these women have done. And some of these stories are just off the charts. And I really encourage picking this book up. You can find the links in the description below. This is one of the books under my Amazon page, so you can go to TrayerWilderness.com/Tammy Trayer, and it'll take you right to this. But amazing women, just amazing opportunity to be a part of this, and I encourage you to pick this up. And there are two others. I have a lot of friends that are authors and writers, and great friends. And Anita Augers Brooks wrote this book, Getting Through What You Can't Get Over. And again, this is a book with her stories and also that of other people. And amazing read, will definitely help you progress through different things you might be going through. And if you're not going through anything and you just lack courage, reading some of these stories are really inspiring. So I encourage you to check them out. But there are people out there suffering, and these are such amazing books. You can find hers by going to TrayerWilderness.com/gettingthrough. And this is another friend of mine. This is Ann Grady's book, 52 Strategies for Life, Love, and Work. Ann has a special needs child in her home and went through some extreme struggles with her child and helping him to progress in life. And she shares her story, but she's also a speaker and has authored other books. And she just her way of writing is amazing, and her story is amazing, and I think that you will gain a lot from this. This book is very highlighted and very used. I've read this a couple times, so I encourage you to check this out. This will be helpful in many things that you do in life, and just it's very encouraging, very inspiring. Hi, Chad. So finding avenues to get courage and to strengthen your courage, and just stepping out of your comfort zone will do that for you. And take baby steps. You don't have to go skydiving if you're afraid of heights. You know, there's so many things you can do in life that will help you to embrace a more courageous and fearless life. And doing what I'm doing today, I don't know how many of you are out there. I don't know how many will see this, but you know, sometimes just being real and stepping out. I'm like I said, it's not a comfortable place when I know that I can't remember words, and I start talking and have a conversation with someone, and as soon as I start talking, I lose my train of thought. It's really an uncomfortable situation, and when I was really sick, I actually almost got to the point where I didn't even want to go to church, because saying hello and holding a conversation was just such a struggle for me, and it was very overwhelming. And so to progress, you know, and to be where I'm at, and to just have a small setback, it makes me want to really hang on to my bootstraps and keep going. I've made it this far, you know, and that's what I want to see you guys doing is, you know, when you have those moments, you know, push through them and go to the other side. And it makes life wonderful. Sometimes just talking to a good friend. I had a really wonderful conversation with my dear friend Helen before I jumped on here, and that really helped revive me too. And honestly, guys, I go to my Bible for a lot of comfort, and that's a spot where I find it. It may not be for you, but that's where I find it. Hi, Shelley. Good to have you. Another book that I want to mention today, if this applies to you, it will certainly help you with your courage and every aspect of your life. This is by the, bear with me, Erwin Lutzer runs Moody Radio. And he is an author of multiple books, and really inspiring to me. And this book was just such a very powerful read. I had to learn how to forgive early in my life due to circumstances I went through, and found that by forgiving, I was enabling myself, by forgiving someone else, to live a full life. And I wasn't stuck. I wasn't constantly struggling with the situation. It was gone. Once I forgave, it was gone. And we all have somebody in our life that we have to forgive at some point or another. And this book is beyond amazing in its description and discussion on forgiveness. So if you are in need of forgiveness from someone, or you need to forgive someone, this is a book that is very powerful, and I think will greatly help you to progress in your life. Because honestly, the best way I can describe it is, if you need to forgive somebody and you're refusing to do so, you're stuck, and you're going to stay stuck, and you're going to miss all the amazing and powerful and crazy things that are ahead in your future, because you are limiting yourself. So I'm not preaching, I'm done, but this is awesome. This is really awesome, and I encourage you to check it out. If you know somebody that could use it, a great gift. This is called When You've Been Wronged, Moving from Bitterness to Forgiveness. And you can find this by going to TrayerWilderness.com/wronged. WRONGED. And Anne Grady's book you can find by going to TrayerWilderness.com/Anne Grady, and it's ANNEGRADY. And you can find the links in the description below. So, how many of you want to be more courageous and want to be more fearless in your lives? How many of you have things on your list that you would like to accomplish, but you're somewhat afraid to accomplish them, or to... Okay, we are back. Hopefully this won't keep doing this, but I'm on a wing and a prayer. It is a Monday, so most of the population is out of the town and not using the internet, so we'll see what happens. This is probably just weather. But I was asking how many of you want to be more courageous, a little more fearless in your life, you know, take steps that you know you're holding back on. I encourage you to do it. I want to be an encourager. I want to inspire you guys. But I also want to show you that I'm in the same shoes. I had to grab a hold of those bootstraps heavily today to get on here. So dive in. Do it. Okay. Sorry, guys. I imagine that's really painful on your end. When it pauses like that, can you hear me? I would love to know. Shoot me some likes or let me know what happens when it pauses like that. I don't know if you can see me or hear me or what's going on, or if it just freezes. But let's move on to the preparedness side of things, okay? Let's talk about being prepared for medical events and having things on hand in the need of medical emergencies or even just simple medical care. In the handouts that I had suggested that you pick up on our website by going to TrayerWilderness.com/newsletter, there is information in there for making a list of your medical needs. But another thing that's really important, there's a post on our website. There is, no, can't hear you. Okay, thanks, Chad. Sorry about that. Hopefully it'll stay with me here again. But with our medical situations that we've had, there is a post on our website and a video on YouTube in regard to some of the situations that happened here on our homestead. And being prepared is huge, and I'm going to explain why. Last year, the mountain man needed medical attention, and he had stopped breathing. I could see that something was coming over him. He had an allergic reaction to something that he took. It actually caused his brain, the part of his brain that tells you to breathe, to stop functioning. So it was really scary. But we had an incident here on the homestead when we were building. He had just finished the roof, had just finished taking all the boards off the front that had been holding the tin in place while he was putting the tin on the roof. And he had just unsecured the ladder. And the boards that were... Okay, sorry. I'm back. I don't know how quickly it picks back up here. But anyway, he was working on the ladder, just unsecured it. The boards that he had taken down, he left the screws in and just had set them alongside of the house. Well, the ladder started to go. He was 16 feet in the air and the ladder started to go. He was a professional bull rider and he's been in construction for a long time. So, you know, the dangers of falling with a ladder are much greater than if you get yourself off the ladder and fall, because you take a chance of getting hung up in the ladder and getting your neck broke, or, you know, it's just really bad. So he's a professional faller too, mind you. So he jumped off the ladder when it started to go. And one of his feet were out just a little bit further than the other, like half an inch, and it caught the bottom rung and it jarred his one heel into the ground. So he didn't roll the way he wanted to, but he also wasn't injured. But let me explain to you how close he was to being injured. The boards that were on the house fell with the ladder, and the ladder didn't completely fall. It had finally caught itself and didn't go all the way down. But he did, and the boards had fallen. And when I got to him, I was in the mess tent grading my son's paperwork when I all of a sudden felt the need to run to him, and I threw everything and just took off running. And when I got to the corner of the house, I heard the thud, but on the way there, I heard him yell. When I came around the corner, he was laying and the boards were under his legs, and there was a screw on either side of his leg and then on either side of the other leg. He was that close from being impaled on those boards. The piece of steel that we were using, that was probably about 8 inches, and maybe Facebook Live is doing this to challenge my brain today, to help me remember where I was when it started spinning. Okay, so the steel was about 8 inches long, about as thick as my pinky, and pointed at one end. We were using that on the ground to punch the holes in the tin and then feeding it up to him, and if there were any that were too small, he would be able to do it up there. Well, that was laying about 6 inches from his rib cage and from his heart. So needless to say, I picked that up, I threw it across the yard, and I started to cry, just realizing what could have happened and the magnitude of what could have happened at that moment. So he walked away. I had given him arnica. We went to the hospital to check just to make sure nothing was broken. But he walked away from that. He was sore on the bottom of his foot for a while, and he has a spot that is numb to the touch because he lost nerve. He had nerve damage there from the impact. But he didn't break anything. And he came down like a ton of bricks from 16 feet. So God is good. And that's one of the miracles, visible miracles on our homestead. But at that time, that was all I needed to get things in place here so that if we have a medical emergency, thanks, Chad. When we have a medical emergency here, I want to make sure that we are taken care of, that we aren't going to die here because of lack of and neglect to put things into place. So we have something called lifeflight.org that we have in place that for future reference, we can call them and they bring a helicopter in for us if the situation arises. Now last year, when things started to start happening with the mountain man, I didn't think it was an emergency. I knew that we needed an ambulance, but I thought we had time. And the chain of events of making things happen was crazy. But the thing is, from the time he fell off that ladder till then, which was 7.5 years, in my brain, I was replaying what would happen. And we've discussed what would happen in the event of. And we had things in place. And it was like clockwork. It was like complete clockwork. There was no panic. I felt numb, honestly. It was really weird. Looking back and through the event, I felt it. I felt, the panic wasn't there. The concern was there for my husband, but I wasn't panicked. So we went through the chain of events. We locked the dogs in the bathroom. We called 911. Can't do that out here. So actually, I didn't call 911, but that would have been my first thing I would have done. Can't call 911. Called the sheriff's office. The phones out here, the phone lines, landlines are wonky, and I got a message telling me that was a non-existent number. They're a client of mine also, so I call them regularly. I've called them before. I know that number works, but it would not go through. I tried 3 times. So next on the list was my friend. Called our friend who often runs with the ambulance. I knew I woke him up. He's already expressed to us that when he wakes up, some mornings he gets up in the morning and thinks he was dreaming it. So I had to make sure he was well awake and let him know the urgency of the situation. And he called 911 for us. Now, another friend of mine heard it go across the scanner, and they said they didn't have enough information. So she started Facebook messaging me. And I was able to give her all the details. Thankfully, the sheriff on call, or the deputy, was somebody who knows us and knew how to get to us because we are not in a very easily located spot. The guy driving the ambulance has also been back here before. The only other struggle we had was we are gated in by the state of Idaho, and they don't have keys. Only we have keys, and the state has keys. So the mountain boy went out with the car at the time and opened the gate to let them in. And when they got here with the ambulance, his body was shutting down. He had stopped breathing 8 times before the ambulance got here. So it was a really scary thing. But had we not had things in place and had to guess and had to mess around, every second counted. So I want to encourage you to sit down with your family and have plans for when the power goes out, for when a hurricane comes through, for when whatever your area provides, earthquakes, whatever it is. Wildfires. Our area here is wildfires. So you got to sit down and you got to go through and have a plan. Where are you going to meet if the house is on fire? What are you going to do if someone is choking? Who do the kids call? They need to know all this too. It's not just limited to adults. Everybody in the family needs to have the protocol, and you need to practice it. If your house is on fire, what are you going to do? How are you going to get out? Where are you going to get out? If the fire's upstairs, how do you get out? If it's downstairs and you're upstairs, how do you get out? You got to go through all these scenarios and play it out. It's so important. I can't tell you how important. You heard it was just seconds of time till his body would have shut down. They couldn't get an IV in. So please, please, please take this stuff seriously and don't wait till you need to do this stuff until you pay attention to it. The other thing is having medical supplies on hand. It's really important. Gauze, Band-Aids.
But I'm okay. They haven't found a way to kill me yet.
Like he said. So anyway, have that stuff on hand. Make a list of all the things you need and go through your list. Double check your list. If you're not sure, ask me. You can email me anytime at survive@trayerwilderness.com or get on here and ask me questions while we're going through the videos. And something else I want to mention to you, and I want you to keep in mind, is the importance of knowing how to use natural medicines. Now, I don't encourage everybody to go out and just start using things. That's really not good, because it's important to learn the proper usage for natural medicines and natural supplements. I've been involved with natural medicine since I'm 14. We've used a lot of supplements that are herbal supplements. We use everything that's natural. We don't use the over-the-counter medications or prescription medications, because in my opinion they're poison. I mean, if the side effects are going to kill me more than what I've got, it's not worth taking. So we use all natural things. That's how I've been healing myself and having great success. Your diet plays a role in that, which we will talk about at another time. From scratch cooking is huge, and what you're putting into your body is huge. But okay, just had a brain fart, so bear with me here. But there are methods of learning how to use natural medicines. We also use homeopathic medicines. And there's some great things. I will probably be putting some posts out, and you will find classes on our TrayerWildernessAcademy.com. If you haven't signed up there for our waiting list, please do. The doors will be opening soon, and we would love to have you experience what we are going to offer. The other thing is there are some great classes online. Now, I mentioned a lot of things that are free. But if I mention something that has a value and the value is high, it's because I highly value what they offer. Just like the other day I talked about the Excalibur dehydrator, and that I got it for $20 and it's over $300. But that's something on my list that I would have added to our arsenal of things when the money was available. Sometimes you need to spend money on certain things that are a little more costly because of the benefits they give you. Same with the sun oven and different things like that. These classes are priceless in my opinion, and you can go to TrayerWilderness.com/Herbal Academy, and it will take you to the Herbal Academy that I am learning from. Because just getting ready to move and it popped back on. Okay. I am trying to learn as much as I possibly can, because let's just say, just like with food, if medicine is no longer available, what are my options? You know, I want to be able to take care of my family no matter what is ahead. And that is my goal. I'm not only learning how to utilize the herbs, but I'm learning how to forage them. Many of them I've already known, but there's so many out there. I want to know when to forage them, how to use them. And I think that's great information for everybody to have. It's a lot of information to absorb, and I will be continuing to learn for the rest of my life with that topic. Chad asked, did you build your own big first aid kit for your homestead? Yes. The Mountain Man has been involved. His parents were both EMTs. His mother's a nurse. So he's got a good background there of supplies. And usable supplies, but he had also taken some medical training classes as well, and just common sense, you know, when you think of the different things that happen or have happened in your homestead, you know, and the different things you could use, and then just keep building and adding to it. Essential oils and salves are a huge thing that we have added to our own personal kits as well as all the natural things. I have a very large herbal pantry. And this is elderberries, dried elderberries. I have holy basil. There's spearmint and peppermint. I have licorice root. I have a very, very large and very extensive herbal pantry for the reason of making teas, making salves, making all kinds of tinctures and varying things. So to know how to utilize these things and to have these things are really important. It's something you can fall back on. And then the next step from that is being able to forage it from the wild. So having those skills and knowing those skills are really important. Now, that's a lot of information. And for somebody who's completely new to natural medicine, it can be very overwhelming. It's a very big topic. But to just start out small and start making small things. There are some recipes on our website. But again, the Herbal Academy offers classes, but they also have a blog, an extensive blog, where they share different recipes and things, how to make things. So I encourage you to check them out, even for the free resource, because remember, when you're researching online, not everything you find is valid. It's important to find good sites to use for your information, and I highly recommend the Herbal Academy. So Again, you can go there by going to TrayerWilderness.com/Herbal Academy. The next thing is where you're sourcing your herbs from. That is really important. It's just like your food. You've got good quality, non-GMO, wild harvested herbs, or you have stuff that you don't know whether it has insecticides, pesticides, and what kind of junk's in it. So it's really important that you are getting things from wholesome places. MountainRoseHerbs.com is a great resource, and the bulk herb stores also. You can find them by going to TrayerWilderness.com/bulk herb store and MountainRoseHerbs.com. They are two great locations to find your items as well. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, both of them are on Amazon, but I'm not sure on that. I'll double check that and let you know tomorrow. But it's important to have these lists, to plan ahead, and to make lists of how you're going to handle emergencies, have phone numbers posted by your phone, so that everybody knows how to access them, and having a plan. When we have wildfires out here, if we have a meeting place and all the roads to that place are blocked, where it would be our second meeting place. We have 3 backups all the time, not just with the things in our home and in our day packs and our survival packs, but even in making plans, because you have to have backup plans for your backup plans, even because you just don't know. So being prepared, thinking ahead and planning ahead, and everybody being on the same page makes such a huge difference. And just being prepared with your medical supplies. You never know what you're going to run into. You never know what you're going to need. Having these kits, a medical kit in your vehicle, is really important, or in your survival pack. We have both. It's just such an important thing, because you don't know. You may not need it, but you may come up on an accident, or see someone else that's in need. So just being prepared can help all the way around, and planning. So if you haven't, go to our website and get those preparedness worksheets by going to TrayerWilderness.com/newsletter. Thank you guys for sticking with me today, and I hope you enjoyed this and got something from it. What are you grateful for, folks? Underneath here, whether you're on YouTube or Facebook Live, share with me what you're grateful for. And share with me your celebrations, your struggles, what you need help with for your preparedness side of things. It's just something that we can't, you got to focus on it. You got to pay attention to it. And guys, I'm going to join you tomorrow. This week we will be talking about food storage and gardening, and from scratch cooking, and all the things I'm grateful for. And like I said, today I am grateful for my courage, and yesterday I was grateful for my Sunday. I love my Sundays, and I love my family. So I hope that you guys find simple pleasures and things in your life, and see the things that you're grateful for on a daily basis. See the gratitude in your life, see your blessings. So guys, thanks for sticking with me while this kept pausing, and thanks for taking the time to join me. I wish you guys the best day, and I will see you tomorrow. Thank you for all the information and learning. Awesome. I'm glad you guys, grateful for my home, and God bless. Yes, you guys, thank you for the input, and guys, have a blessed day, and enjoy your day and your family. God bless.